Shalom, his brother Zakaria from the Israelite Times Report, IsraeliteTimes.com. All praises due to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Peace and blessings to all the brothers spread across four corners of the earth, pushing the truth and sincerity. Stay in the faith, brothers. Time is winding up. Things are getting really heated. This is an article from Zero Hedge. Zero Hedge is a conservative news source. I use a lot of these sources because they get into the thick of things, and as far as the news, man, they expose a lot, as opposed to what you would call the mainstream news outlets. This article here from Zero Hedge says that Biden to announce Patriot missiles for Ukraine as Zelensky arrives in D.C. All right. So what are they doing? They're kicking up dust. You know, the U.S., NATO is continuing to piss Putin off. And it's a beautiful thing. You know, it's a beautiful thing because it shows you that it's moving along. You know, it says here, with Ukraine's Zelensky reportedly in the air en route to Washington, where he is to deliver a very special in-person speech to lawmakers, is very widely reported Wednesday morning that President Biden is expected to announce the U.S. will deliver the Patriot missile defense system along with another $2 billion in defense aid. It says an administration official quoted in Axios said Zelensky's visit to Washington is expected to last just a few short hours and marks the first known trip the Ukrainian leader has taken outside the country since the war began. He's expected to hold an in-depth strategic discussion with Biden and congressional the congressional address set for 7:30. Says so this will go down by the time I release this show here. So anyway, it says here that it says, matter of fact, let me read this whole little part right here. Bear with me. It says the unnamed official further said the White House wants to put on a big show of bipartisan support for Zelensky in hopes of shoring up political momentum for continued assistance to Kyiv. It says, which is also coming in the form of the enormous omnibus spending package, which includes $45 billion in military, economic, and other foreign aid to Ukraine. $45 billion. This is what's pissing off these Edomite middle-class Christian patriot Americans. This type of stuff right here. Okay? These are the things right here that's going to cause a major uprising in this place. And I am here for it. I love hearing this because I know that these Edomites are getting mad. They're getting angry. And sometimes I talk to them. I talk to them just to hear what they got to say. And they are pissed off. I have made Esau bare, you know. They are being exposed. And their own people are finding out that they do not care about them at all. Says, meanwhile, back to this article, it says, meanwhile, some initial reaction coming out of Moscow says, they got a list of things that are happening. Says Putin Interballistic missiles, SARMAT, will be deployed for combat duty in nearest future. Says also Russian Defense Minister, I don't even know how to say his name, Shoigu. Anyway, we are ready for talks. It says also Russian Defense Minister, Joint Forces of West are fighting Russia and Ukraine. Also, it says West tries to overlook nuclear blackmail, including over some kind of nuclear power station. West tries to drag on the fighting in Ukraine. Russian Defense Minister, we are fighting to save people in Ukraine from genocide and terror. Also, it says military potential of Ukraine is being destroyed. So of course, you got Republican leaders that are upset about this big time money spend for Ukraine for this war. So you got this divide, going on politically, whether even though it's probably, a show, a stage. But then again, you may have some that are sincerely upset about this. You never know, man, because of the times that we're living in. These Edomites that are living good here, they don't want to lose this place, man. This is their home. This is where their families are. So, common sense, they would try to do their best to protect it. And says the GOP, the Republicans wouldn't fund a $5 billion border wall, but have happily sent $130 billion to Ukraine over 9 months. Oh, that's what the GOP is saying. Okay, so the Republicans are pointing out they won't secure the border, but they'll send $130 billion to Ukraine. So yeah, then there's different tweets and different people reacting to this news that U.S. is going to be sending more billions of dollars over to Ukraine to fight this war. So it's about to get really, really bloody, and we know that we're nearing that breaking point. Like I said, every day, we see this, and we should be rejoicing at the fact that we know that our salvation is nigh. Our salvation is near. But at the same time, we know Jacob's trouble, MOTB, these things got to come to pass. But World War III is on his way, man. It's on his way, and they're fast tracking and speeding this thing up. 2 Ezra 9:15 says, I have said before, and now do speak, and will speak it also hereafter, that there be many more of them which perish than of them which shall be saved. All right. Now just know that they keep poking the bear, they keep pissing Putin off. Putin is highly upset, and I've heard certain people mocking him and laughing, Western leaders saying that his military is not developed, and saying this, that, and the third. But we know according to prophecy that this place is going to get nuked. They're putting out this new rumor that nukes aren't real. That's the new little stupid conspiracy theory that's floating around. And a lot of these people are going to get caught unaware that, the Lord coming like a thief in the night. Coming like a thief in the night, man. Matter of fact, let me get Ezekiel. Damn, I look like I'm about to be all over the place. I can tell already. Let me get Ezekiel. 35th chapter. Let me get it right quick. 35th chapter says, started the first verse, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it. And what are we doing with prophesying against it? We're putting out that vibration, man. We're putting out that energy, that spirit. That's why everyone is watching us. That's why everyone is listening to us. That's why everyone is, this Israelite thing is moving all through this place, because everyone can feel it. Everyone can feel something is coming. It says, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord power, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. And what is Mount Seir now? In today's time, in today's modern era, what is great mystery Babylon the Great? What is it? It's the U.S. of A. Right? You see, it was built up by these Masons. They got the Statue of Liberty, which is supposed to be a man, from what's being said. That's the rumor. You know, I think it's supposed to be like the goddess Diana, Isis, and everything else. But I think it's supposed to be Diana. But there's a rumor that the Statue of Liberty is really a man, and that it's half man, half woman. You know, going back to the Baphomet. You know, and that's the spirit of America anyway. Right? That's the whole, trans thing that they got going on. That's the spirit, Sodom and Gomorrah. They're worse than Sodom and Gomorrah, right? U.S. is worse. But the Lord said, I'm against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. Right? I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. But the pride in the heart of Esau, just like in Malachi said, though he tear down, I should build up. It still got that pride in them, but they think that they're gonna build back up. They believe that they're gonna. This is how proud Esau is. He believes he's gonna collapse this place with a controlled demolition, right? And then build it back up with a new world order, right? Because they called the U.S. the New World. But in his heart, he believes he's going to collapse this place and then build it back up. He doesn't see this place being destroyed. But you have certain people that may not even understand the truth in full, but they know, they have an inkling that something's going on. And why is that? Because the men of the Lord are here, and the men of the Lord are pushing the word. Let me get Amos 3rd chapter, Amos 3 and 7. Surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. Right? And the prophets are here, and the prophets are putting that vibration out, constantly prophesying against this place, constantly, on a daily basis, right? Constantly putting that energy, that vibration, and crying and sighing unto the Lord. And that's shaking this place up, man. And it's making them feel like they got to do something. Like, man, we got to address these Israelites. But it's already too late. The Lord allowed them the Lord allowed them to build up their internet so that the word could go out, And it's a beautiful thing, because now they want to shut it down, but it's already too late. The men of the Lord have already pushed this word out, and it's going out to the point where normal Israelites, you got regular Jake saying, yeah, I know I'm an Israelite. They wasn't saying that years before. So what's happened? What's changed? Number one, he's sealing the elect. Number two, this word is going out to the four corners of the earth. After this gospel is roughly paraphrasing, is spread across the four corners of the earth, throughout the whole world, then the end shall come. Right? After this gospel is gone throughout the entire earth, then the end shall come. Let me get Ezekiel 9:4. It says, "And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof." Right? Set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Who are the men that are sighing and crying? The men of the Lord, right? The men that they want to silence now. But it's already too late. It's already too late. The men of the Lord, the men that were meant to hear this truth have heard it. Right? And we know there's going to be a famine of the word, but the men that were meant to hear this, they've heard it. And what's going to happen is you're going to have people in that day when the shit really hits the fan. You're going to have people going, "Oh man, hey, y'all Israelite brothers, man, y'all, what was y'all talking about, man? I'm starting to see things." Yeah, you're starting to see a lot. You're going to see a lot. I've said this before and I'll say it again. During the pandemic, I witnessed it, man. People were calling me. Certain people were trying to get in contact. Hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And then, that continued on into 2021, but now they're starting to get to that point where they're starting to feel loose and comfortable again. But that's the Lord setting them up, man. That's the Lord setting them up. And the deceived and the deceiver are his. The Lord allowed them to feel comfortable again. All right, Shalom, it's Brother Zakaria from the Israelite Times Report podcast, IsraeliteTimes.com. I want to say all praises due to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, peace and blessings to all the brothers spread across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth and sincerity. Hope you brothers staying strong in the faith as we watch the impending doom and the downfall of Babylon the Great, a.k.a. the great mother of harlot, which is known as America. So we move closer into these last days. We see these last day prophecies coming to pass. We see a lot of exposure, if you will. And one of the things that I can admit gets me excited is when I see Esau exposing Esau, right? Esau's exposing Esau's own wickedness, right? And that's a beautiful thing to see. And right now they're having their little infighting, their little infight wars with one another. You got you got these Democrats versus Republicans or whatever. And you got the what do you call it? Guess you can call it pro-capitalist versus the communists and socialists and whatever. But either way, it works out for us that are praying for the downfall, because we know that if Satan be against Satan, kingdom versus kingdom, nation versus nation, it cannot stand. It will not stand, right? We know that. So these are signs of the times that we're living in. And one of the things that I always harp on is the fact that a lot of times what these devils do, these elites, what they love to do is they will run a drill on exercise to to test the people to see how people will respond to certain scenarios and situations, right? Before they roll out the real thing. So what you see now happening is they are the elites are purposely collapsing society, right? American society. Why? Because the plan in their mind is that America's going to fall and that they're going to have their new world order, or at least that's what they think. That's what the Most High put in their head, you know. That's what he gave them that thought. So they're exposing each other as this place implodes, right? Got this story from the Gateway Pundit. It says George Soros non-profits gave, how many did it give? It gave millions to anti-police groups in 2021. It says the massive increase in crime in America over the last few years did not happen by accident. It was spread throughout a coordinated effort on the left to demonize the police. Now we know that some of these groups got significant financial backing from George Soros affiliated organizations. Now, the reason why I brought this up is because this is Esau turning on Esau, right? These elites are showing who they are, who they're the real devils on this earth, right? And these lower level Edomites are getting pissed off because they're finding out that they're not worth anything, right? Because they always thought they were over top. They always thought they were over top the so-called Black, Native American, and Latinos, right? That was the lie that they were told. That's what they were fed. Now they're finding out that their own system is against them. And so they're pissed. They're pissed off about it. They're angry. That's why they're screaming, "We want our country back." So what do they mean by that? They're trying to take it back from the hands of the elite. Okay? So this guy Soros, one of these buffermen for the ultra rich elite, has been funding anti-police groups. Now, what is that going to do? What has that done over the years? Because it wasn't just 2021 that he was doing this. He's been doing this for a while now, right? You had your uprisings, your staged events, your crisis actors. You had BLM, 2015. You had those riots down in Ferguson, Missouri. You had different uproars, right? But this guy Soros has been giving money to these anti-police groups, these anti-police organizations. And what has that done? That's caused many police officers to quit. Also, you had the jab mandate that took place in 2021. You had a lot of police officers quit because of that. So this place is through. Law enforcement is a lot of these cops don't even, they're like, look, I'll just retire. They don't love their job anymore. Okay, they made it hard for them to work. So they're dividing the people, right? And I'm bringing up the divide because that divide is important, especially in these last days and times, because when all hell breaks loose, the police aren't going to stand up for the people. The police gonna be like, hell no, they don't pay me enough for this. You know, when the economy break down and food go up, the food prices go up, skyrocket, and you're gonna have rebellion and uprisings over these especially when they try to roll out the MOTB, you're gonna have all kinds of uprising because these middle America Christian patriot Edomites, they're not gonna stand for it, right? They're not gonna stand for it. A lot of them are gonna rebel against their own government. So, and then you add on the fact that you've had all this anti-police rhetoric, and then you've had a lot of police officers quitting their jobs, and then they're laxing the laws. Excuse me, they're laxing the laws, making it easier for prisoners to get out of jail, even for violent crimes. So all these things are taking place all at once. Meanwhile, you got Neuralink with Elon Musk. You got forget what it's called, but apparently Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos got some other form of the chip that they're investing in. Right? It's not just Elon Musk with his chip. There's another chip that Bill Gates and this other guy Jeff Bezos are investing in. So there's different types of microchips that these people are investigating. That they are investing in. I said investigating. So this thing is fast paced, moving, man. And I try not to jump the gun and say, yeah, they're gonna do this, then they're gonna do this at this point or whatever, because we don't know. Only the Most High know. But it's getting real serious, man, and it could pop off at any moment. It could pop off at any moment. So while people are running around, acting like their shit don't stink, forgive my language, but y'all know people do, man. They look down on us. They look at us like we're crazy, as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the coming of the Son of Man, right? When all this hell is breaking loose, they're going to be looking for us, but there's going to be a famine of the word, not just of bread, but a famine of the word. And that's something I always keep in mind. That's why I try to soak up as much of this word as possible. Because they're going to come down with great wrath, man, against us, especially because we're the ones that's kicking up dust. All eyes is on the Israelites right now, man. That's why they got their paid informants out there marching around, making a bunch of noise, trying to make the real men of the Lord that really are concerned and really pushing His truth in sincerity, really mean it, trying to make us look crazy, make us look bad, make us look like we're a threat in a violent way, and we're not, right? But those men were set up for this time, and that's why they're acting out the way that they're acting out now. Meanwhile, you got these normal, dumb people that are just going about their daily lives. They have no idea what's coming, right? And they think they're smarter than you. They look down on you, look at you like you're a piece of shit. They give you that little smug, smart ass little grin on their face, But they have no idea, man. They have no idea. These people are clueless. Let me get 1 Corinthians. I've been talking for a minute. Let me get 1 Corinthians, 3rd chapter, started the 18th verse. It says, let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may be wise. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. For it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. And again, the Lord knoweth the Lord knoweth the thoughts of the wise, that they are vain. I want to read that again. And again, the Lord knoweth the thoughts of the wise, that they are vain. And that's what these people obsess over. Vanity, man. Bullshit. Excuse my language. Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, because it's all about coming out of this world, man. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. Any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Right? Let no man deceive himself. And then, and then again it says, another scripture says, the deceived and the deceiver are his, right? But here in 1 Corinthians, 3rd chapter, it says, let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, the wisdom of this world is foolishness, man. It's BS. How many times have you ran across so-called educated people that were just stupid? All you got to do is remember the 2021 situation, right? The 2020 and the 2021 situation. Look at how many stupid people were running around. That alone should let you know just how much you need the spirit and the power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Look at how stupid people were acting, right? Look at how dumb these people were. But they're wise to this world. In this world, these people are considered to be intelligent. It says, let him be a fool that he may be wise, right? If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him be a fool that he may be wise, because you're going to be looked at as a fool when you trust in Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, because that in this world, that doesn't add up right. In this world, God is a fairy tale to these people. It's just some book. The Bible is just some book. They don't see it as prophetic. They see it as just some book. That's why you had this stupid nigga, what's this asshole? Damn, I can't think of his name. Brother Polite. This stupid nigga shot the Bible up like an idiot. Now look at him, The Lord is not mocked. The Lord is not mocked. So I'm going to go ahead and get that in Galatians 6th chapter, and I started the 6th verse. Says, let him that is taught in the word communicate unto him that teacheth in all good things. Be not deceived. God is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. All right? And that's something that these Edomites are even starting to figure out, man. They're starting to, you can see even so-called Christian pastors that are coming to the realization that America is Babylon the Great and it's going to be destroyed. I've actually heard that on some of these right-wing shows or whatever. They're comparing America to Babylon. I've heard certain of them compare America to Rome. I've heard them compare America to Sodom and Gomorrah. This guy did a show. Alex Jones was talking about how America is Sodom and Gomorrah, right? And he went into all the abortions and how God is going to get America back for all of these abortions and the sodomy. This thing is getting real, man. It's getting real. I did a show on that. Like, I was sitting there listening to him. He sounded like, one of the brothers, man. Like, he was really going in. He was like, man, God cannot be happy with us. He cannot be happy with this country. He was talking about pray for America. And that's where it got comical. But still, at the same time, the fact that he acknowledged that um, what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah was going to happen here. The fact that he was able to acknowledge that, that's more than I can say about most. And we know Alex Jones is an insider, he's an inside man. But at the same time, he was able to get that much understanding. Well, I was shocked. I was listening to him, and he went on for a little while about that, you know, which shows you the times that we're living in. You know, it's getting deadly serious now. It's getting deadly, deadly serious. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm surprised it's gone on for this long, you know. Because after 2020, I was really waiting for things to really get popping. You know, but this devil, we know he's got to set up his MOTB, his mark. He's got to set that up because he wants to be God. You got this guy, Noah Uriel Harari, who has been mocking God, mocking the Most High Power, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. He's been saying that we don't need God. You know, he said you can piss God off. And he said we don't care. You know, he was basically like, so what? And you think this place is going to continue on? You out of your damn mind? These are the so-called elites of this world. You don't think the Lord is looking down and going, oh, okay, really? You going to challenge me? Now, again, keep in mind, these things are happening all at once. All at once. They've been putting off the collapse of the dollar and everything else. They've been putting it off, raising the debt ceiling. If things were to pop off right now, right, these police officers aren't going to, they're not going to do their job, man. And first of all, they're not allowed to anyway. You know, California, you know, LA, San Francisco, places like that, people, you know, Oakland, people leave their car doors unlocked or their trunks open so that people can see that there's nothing in there. I've been hearing stories about that since early 2021. You know, keeping up with the news, I've been hearing about that. You had a lot of prisoners released during the pandemic in 2020. I know because I've seen a lot of them released in D.C. There's different places all over the country. Yo, this thing's gonna get popping for real. How you think people gonna react when this dollar crashes? Because they gotta crash it in order to bring in this new this new system, right? It's gotta crash one way or another. A lot of people they fooled a lot of people, man. They've tricked people into thinking that they're gonna crash it and then they're gonna set up a new system and it's gonna be better. That's what I've been hearing some people say. No. They're crashing it so they can bring in the MOTB. They're not crashing it to give you something better. They're not crashing it to reward you. You know, they're crashing it so they can set up the MOTB. You will not buy or sell, save he to have the mark of the beast. Period. Point blank. Period. They're not playing. They're not playing. You think they went through all of this time, all of this hard work that they put in? They've been waiting for this moment for a very, very long time. You think Esau is just going to drop it? I'm talking about the elites of Esau. You think they got these underground bunkers for nothing? You know how long it took them to get in this position? You can walk around with that Psalms 49 and 11 attitude if you want to, you know, believing that their houses shall continue forever. You can walk around with that attitude if you want to. But again, Galatians 6 chapter tell you, God is not mocked. The Most High is not mocked. His word is true. Let's get Romans 3, right? Back to the basics. Romans 3:3 says, "For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? God forbid. Yea, let God be true, but every man a liar." The Most High is going to be true and every man be a liar. As it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sins and mightest overcome when thou art judged. Right? Now, understand that you're going to hear a lot, man. You're going to be hearing a lot of different, like you said, wars and rumors of wars. Everyone's got the answer. Everyone's got the solution. All these political talking heads, they, oh, we're gonna rebound, and you got these economists that are set up to feed people false information and lying to the people so that they're not aware and they're not prepared. Meanwhile, the elites are filling up their bunkers, man, with food. They even got workers down there. They've been preparing for a long time. So what are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna stock up food to the ceiling? Somebody could break in your place and take it. See, this is why you got to get spiritual. I know I'm rambling and I'm all over the place, but that's something that I myself was like, look, I got to check my own self. This word is being fulfilled. Prophecy is being fulfilled. This ain't no joke, man. This ain't no joke. Playtime is over. Just to give you another example of what's coming, just to show you that these devils aren't playing. This is coming from the National Pulse. It's a conservative outlet. This is their report in December. It says here, the Great Reset in action. Dutch government plan to shutter 3,000 farms, heralds a new era for corporate control. Says the government of the Netherlands has announced plans to force the sale and closure of 3,000 farms in order to meet strict new environmental guidelines put in place by the European Union. Just listen to what these people are doing, man. Take a step back and look at what these people are doing. In the end, it shall speak and not lie. All these prophecies are coming true. Woe unto him that go down to Egypt for help. There come a time when a man will desire to go into a city and will not be able to. These prophecies are coming true, man. The Lord has put the spirit on Esau to speed things up faster than we even know. Because if this is the information that's coming out, what about the information we don't know about? What about the things that we don't know? That's why it says watch and pray. We must watch and pray. I don't even know if there's any more to it, but we all know about this great reset, man. We know about this great reset and, the climate change agenda and how that's going to link up to the MOTB and the collapse of the dollar that's going to lead up to the MOTB. This cryptocurrency system was all set up for the MOTB. Everything is going to lead to the MOTB. Why? Because that's one of the major last prophecies that that's the last major prophecy right before World War III. And Putin is irritated. This steady kicking the bear. Russia is getting annoyed because the US and NATO, which really US runs NATO, they're basically they're kicking the bear in many different ways, but they're basically telling Russia, to go F themselves. We get involved if we want to. And Putin's the type of dude, he don't back down from nothing. And he already made it clear that he's willing to send everyone to paradise, if they don't stop. He said that. And that's not a normal thing that a normal person would say. That's not something that a normal person, people don't normally talk like that. So that tells you that, there's a spirit on this man that's different. He's not talking about hand-to-hand combat. Let's duke it out. Let's see who army could win. No, that's not what he's saying. He's saying, look, I got the nukes, and you try me, and I could take the East Coast out in 30 minutes. A half hour, according to him. Right? So what's the only thing that's going to save us and rescue us out of this? How about Shem Yahushua? We're going to need Yahushua to deliver us out of this thing. Meanwhile, everyone around you thinks this place is going to go on forever. The Lord put spiritual blinders on them so they can't see. They can't see. A lot of people are unaware of all the cattle that were killed in early 2022. Actually, it really started in 2021. They killed a whole bunch of cattle, and then it continued on into 2022. Hundreds of food plants being set on fire and destroyed in many different ways. They're not going to tell you that we got a food shortage coming. They're not going to tell you anything. It's orchestrated by them, controlled demolition by them purposefully, because they have to collapse this society in order to create the new, the Great Reset. They're not playing. They're not playing around. They're deadly serious. And the Most High Power is deadly serious as well. Another thing I noticed is that they're trying to get sympathy on these small hats, with the Kanye and Kyrie Irving thing. And I believe these agent Israelite groups have been set up, to participate in that, and again, to make us look crazy. Breaking down scriptures wrong, calling on Christ instead of Yahushua, pretending like they don't know the name. In my opinion, these people were set up, man. And I don't mean to falsely accuse anyone or bear false witness, but I'm just, I'm speaking from my heart. I'm through the Spirit. This is what the Lord is showing me, that these people are set up, man. They're set up agents. I don't know what else to say. I don't know how else to look at them, man. They're playing a role. You got Israelite groups walking around with AR-15s. I'm like, what is that about, man? We wrestle not with flesh and blood. That's not our go-to. That's not what we do. We're spiritual men. Our faith is in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Our faith isn't in our gun. And I'm not even against protecting yourself, but why are you walking around at camp with a loaded AR-15. Like, what are you trying to do? Trying to turn this into a Black Panther Party situation or a Grandmaster J? I think that was his name. I believe that was his name. You know, they're trying to demonize us. So here comes the persecution. You know, so the persecution is coming. You know, Jacob's trouble, and again, we're gonna need a savior, man. You need more than your gun and your water and your stacks of food. You know, let me get Revelations. Revelation started the 9th verse, 2nd chapter. Says, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them that say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. But thou be faithful unto death. Says, be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So they're setting the stage right now with their crisis actors and their agents, you know, because they want to have reason to cast the men of the Lord into prison and put certain men to death. Deadly serious, man. This thing is deadly serious. And you can look for these actors to turn up even more. You can look for these actors that act more uncharacteristically, if that's a word, to act out in a way that is unlike an actual brother in the truth. And why are they going to do that? Why are they going to act crazy? Is to demonize us. Anybody that's confessing the name of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, you know, they're gonna demonize us and make us look like we're some kind of, you know, militia group or something. You know, that's a card that they could pull. You know, it's not gonna work, but I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there. You know, just understand that that's what's gonna happen. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. So spiritually, mentally speaking, your mind should already be cut off from this world anyway. Especially now, because it's about to get really, really serious. It's no longer going to be a comfortable situation where you're just like, oh well, you know, go along to get along. You know, no, it's gonna come a time when they're gonna be like, oh, you one of them Israelites? You one of them? Yeah. They may accuse you of something, you know, but again, we're looking for the Lord to protect us in that day. You're listening to the Israelite Times Report with Brother Zakaria, the IsraeliteTimes.com, news and prophecy for the hopeful elect, spread across the four corners of the earth. All praises are due to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.